Hey, what's up, guys? Ryan here, DFS 5 Pack. We're going to talk through NBA. We'll do kind of like a members only video for everyone today. It's only 4 games on the main site. Maybe it'll get a little less wild. I know yesterday was just another one of those days where you just throw everything up in the air. Hopefully, most of you guys ran with Boban, Melly, and Drew Holiday and the boys and stuff like that. Everything changed. It's kind of the way that things have been going lately. Everything changes at the last minute. I know it's rough on a lot of you guys. With only 4 games today, hopefully it's not as bad. I'm sure a lot of people are kind of busy with Easter Sunday and stuff like that, watching some baseball throughout the day. But cross our fingers. Hopefully, it doesn't get too nuts today, and it'll be a little bit more of a clear path. For paying customers, write up will be out at the normal time, and we will deal with all the last minute changes as they come in. It's just the way things are with the NBA right now. And I'm there with you guys, man. I have to evaluate and tell you guys about this stuff. So as annoying it is for you, I completely understand. I'm right there with you. I know it is rough out there. One of our longtime customers, Brian Spencer, just had a bunch of funny comments yesterday to just dealing with this nonsense that is the modern NBA. Trust me, I completely understand how frustrating it is. So running through the first game, we got Memphis against Philly. They were nice enough to announce early that Joel Embiid is going to be out in this one, which doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't make a big difference for me. This is not the game that I'm going to play out for upside. It's got every potential to be a good game in this one, but this is not the place that I'm going to go for major upside anywhere. Shake Milton, okay, I guess. Maybe in GPPs, if you're trying to get cute with it, you could play like a Dwight Howard, perhaps if he was starting. I do think that there's an outside opportunity for him to get the start today. I know a lot of times they've been going with Mike Scott, but the guy that I'm most interested in this game is my guy Jonas right here, who he was not awesome last time out against Minnesota from a DFS perspective, only giving up 35 DK points out of a 7,700 salary. He did, however, lose fourth quarter run because of the blowout. The game was not as close as the 120 to 108. He also picked up fouls trying to give it to Cat, and he still got you 19 and 11 in 22 minutes. So Memphis has a lot to play for, and they have been feeding Jonas. So I think even at 7,800, he is wildly in play. I do, however, like him even more if they choose to play Dwight Howard off the bench today. And this is the first game, so you will know that. I don't think Jonas is going to be like overwhelming chalk or anything like that. And I think he's got every opportunity to ratchet things back up into the mid 40s. He's not my favorite center on the day. For a reliability standpoint, I prefer Christian Wood, but I do think Jonas is a solid play. And honestly, I don't trust this last game. We'll get to the centers in the last game, and we'll talk about that one then. But Jonas currently ratchets up as my favorite play on the slate as of right now, especially in the GPP format. Memphis is healthy. Outside of Triple J, who's been out all year long, so that doesn't even matter. I mean, this is a healthy team right now, so we don't really have a lot to try to come here for value. So really, it's Jonas Valanciunas or nothing from that game. All right, next up, we got Golden State taking Atlanta. I got 2 guys I'm interested in right here. It's the big dogs, Steph Curry and Draymond Green. What an embarrassing performance the other day by the Golden State Warriors to lose by 338 points in Toronto. Well, I guess technically in Tampa Bay. That was just awful. That was pathetic. Steph is off the injury report. He's going to play today. I will definitely play Steph in this situation, especially in cash games. I think he's a good look in all formats today. He hated that. So expect him to be assertive and aggressive today. Draymond's got a finger injury. I think he'll work his way through it. Could be wrong. In that case, yeah, it opens up things a little bit more for like the Ubres of the world. But this game to me, Steph is by far my favorite play. But if Draymond's good to go, I also like him. He's very affordable at 6,500. Golden State at Atlanta. This has got an opportunity to give you some good DFS points. Those would be my 2 favorite plays from Golden State. Easy peasy on that one. Next up, the Atlanta side of things. Trae Young, I'm not sure how injured he was last game, so he's good to go. Lou Williams got his price tag bumped to 5,500. Kevin Huerter's back up to 5K, and then there's Bogdanovich, and I think he is one of the guys you can look at today. He has been hot the last couple of games. Now, he did have overtime against San Antonio to get there. There was no Trae against New Orleans to get there. He was, however, really good against Phoenix. His price tag is up to 6,600. I'm a little torn on this one. This is a bit pricey for who he is. It's hard to know what his role is because his emergence coincides very closely to the loss of John Collins. So this is one I'm a little wishy-washy on. Why? I haven't seen this before. We have not seen this exact formula before. And what do we expect out of Bogdan Bogdanovic right here at this price tag? You know I'm a fan of his game. He is probably the guy I am most torn on in this one. And one of the reasons Jonas won't get any love is Clint Capella probably, I don't know, based on a matchup on a game with no center, is probably just a better play on paper. He is $1,000 more. And there are some centers in the later game that we need to talk about. So Clint Capella is a guy that kind of like Capella and Bogdan are both on my short list, but not 100% sure I roll with either of them. Capella's up to almost 9K. It's a big price tag for a guy who does not play major minutes. The more I talk it out, even though I like the spot for him, that price tag probably keeps me off of him today. Again, no Collins. Gallinari's good to go, which is not great for Bogdanovic. I don't think Trae Young's a bad play, but give me Steph Curry in this situation. So depending on what happens in the next game, probably don't get a ton of Atlanta, actually. All right, we got the Houston Rockets, who are going to run today without John Wall. They are at home against New Orleans. Not 100% who will be in and who will be out for New Orleans. My favorite plays from this game, Christian Wood and Kevin Porter. Those guys are close to locks for me. Porter has not been amazing the last couple of games without Wall, but, you know, at Brooklyn, at Boston, this is a better spot at home against New Orleans. I think there's definite room for growth on this one. I think the price tag is fair at $6,900. Porter's shortlisted for me today. He's got a very good opportunity to be my shooting guard. The other guy you might want to take a look at is Avery Bradley. Not really sure what their goal is with him. He played good minutes last game. He's definitely a look at small forward. We haven't seen a lot of time with him with the Rockets. They cut Ben McLemore, so he's no longer a thing, or waived him, or whatever it might be. You know, you got Daniel Houses of the world. They're relatively healthy right now. So for me, it's the big two, Porter and Christian Wood. And between the two of them, I'll just say this. I like Christian Wood better than I like Clint Capella today. I trust him more. He's going to play his time. He's the best player on the team right now. So Christian Wood, I have slightly above Clint Capella for the day. Now, if you don't think this game's competitive, you can reevaluate things if you choose. You know, there's plenty of – they got more bodies now on the Rockets. Now, a lot of them aren't very good players, but they do have bodies there. So, for me, it's Christian Wood and Porter more than anything. And as far as New Orleans goes, it's a great team to look at today. Just hard to know exactly what to do with them. With Zion, B.I., all these guys listed as questionable, this is a great place to go. You're going to want some exposure. There is no Josh Hart. Just hard to exactly know who that is going to be today. Lewis is doubtful. Hart is out. Lonzo's been questionable for weeks now. Zion's got a real injury. He's missed a couple of games. You're going to want to pay attention to New Orleans. This should be one of your focuses on the day. It's very possible that Nectat is right back into must-play territory, even at 4,300. It's also possible he's completely out of play if we get both Zion and Brandon Ingram back. So it'll be addressed on the write-up. Orlando, another team with a bunch of influx today. I think RJ Hampton is a guy you can potentially look at 3,600. Got to know about MCW. Gary Harris is listed as questionable. I don't think he's going to play. Porter is questionable. Okeke is a guy that under all circumstances is going to see a good run. He's the most trustworthy candidate to play from the Orlando Magic today. He's not a must. His price tag is firmly fair at $5,700. He's been playing in all situations. He played 33 minutes the other day against Utah when they lost by 48 the other day, yesterday. They lost by 46 to Utah, and he still played 33 minutes. He is, without question, the safest play on the Orlando Magic. They are testing him out. And the other thing to look at here is we have both Kem Birch and Mo Bamba listed as questionable. Bamba left yesterday with a non-COVID-related illness. Birch didn't play. If both of these cats are out, I like Wendell Carter. Wendell Carter is a guy who they probably have earmarked as more likely their future center right here. They've been struggling to get to Bamba. So if both Kem Birch and Bamba are out, I like Wendell Carter. I like him a real solid amount in this one. I think Carter and Okeke are guys you can look at along with RJ Hampton as well. Now, a bunch of guys plays, that's going to change. We obviously don't know about that. As far as Denver goes, I don't know, man. You guys know how much I love Jokic. And I don't think the recent bad games is any knock on him. He's had teammates play well. They've had games get a little bit lopsided, like the game against Atlanta. He didn't need to play big minutes. The game against Toronto, he was out. He could easily crush today because he's Jokic. He's the front runner for MVP right now. He's a DFS darling. I just do not trust this game to be competitive. So I'm more likely to get to Steph Curry. I'm more likely to play Christian Wood. Hell, I'm more likely to play Jonas Valanciunas at the center position today. It doesn't mean that Jokic can't play well. You guys know how good he is. The same reason that I said that we want to be proceed with caution with the Utah guys yesterday was if they play well, this game is not going to be close. And the same thing goes with Denver today. The Magic, everybody knows they traded off all their good players. So they're going to have their moments. They try hard, but they're just not going to be an offensive powerhouse. So, I mean, if you believe this game's get lopsided and you want to go deeper sleepers like Bol and PJ Dozier, okay, but I think you got better value plays here. That's only for the deepest of deep sleepers. So for me, if I'm making a lineup right now, I got Curry, Porter, Christian Wood is kind of my starting point. You know, I do like Draymond if he's good to go, like actually good to go. I'm still a little torn on Bogdanovich. I'm going to have to think about that one for a little bit here. A good point for Bogdanovich, small forward, isn't very strong today. You can also check out like an Avery Bradley. Johnson seems to only be forward eligible. Yeah, James Johnson only has forward eligibility, so we'll have to wait on BI and Zion in this one. I don't mind punting with Avery Bradley down here if needed to be. Otherwise, Sterling Brown he hasn't played well the last couple games, but he sees good minutes depending on who's in or who's out. Over here, Draymond, Akiki. I mean, I didn't mention Olynyk, but he's not incapable of playing well right here. Also, as far as Memphis goes, I didn't bring up Brandon Clark. If you're looking for a reliable play on a slate filled with unreliable plays, he's not going to own massive upside here, but he gets there most days. If you just want a guy who's not going to murder your lineup. If both BI and Zion are out, I think you just lock in Nectat, James Johnson right there. That becomes a very easy play. I barely mentioned Eric Bledsoe. You know, we'll see what happens with Lonzo, right? In BI and Zion. If all those guys are out, I like Bledsoe more today because it's a good matchup. He visibly looked tired the other day against Atlanta, which not a surprise, right? He played 46 minutes the night before. So if a bunch of guys are out, he's still in play at 6,300, but you need like all these guys to be out to want to pay this much for him. And even then, far from a must at that price tag. Again, I mentioned though, Lewis is doubtful. And I know he's not a big name for this team, but he had been playing bigger minutes the last couple of games and eating into the rest of these guards. If like he's out, Lonzo's out, and BI and Zion are out, then Bledsoe and Nickeil Alexander-Walker, as long as this game is competitive and against Houston, you would expect it to be, they're going to play good minutes. So I don't know, guys. I'm sure we'll get plenty of more funky information. Let's refresh the old Twitter machine real quickly. Dallas. Yeah, anywho, that's what we got for today, guys. Best of luck to everybody, and write-up will be out at the normal time. If you want the write-up, weekly and monthly membership is available at the website.